Hi there, this is Sherry Weiss, and I'm a blogger who actually has taught marketing in universities for a couple dozen years, and 2 years ago I discovered social media. And ever since then, I started my blog April 23rd, 2009. This is a blog. For those of you who don't know what it is a website, but it's a dynamic website. And you can see some of the changes are happening right in front of you. What you see scrolling through these are some of my most popular articles. Bloggers write posts. Their articles are called posts because they post them. And my blog features just the beginnings of some of the articles, and then you can just click on to read more. What you see at the very top here, whenever you go to home, you'll see, if I can get all the way up there, in blue, these are pages. They're like landing pages on a website, and so they're always there. You can read about social media beginner mistakes, simple answers to 6 basic social media questions, and also if you want to know how to use this blog, I have a story about that. To the right, you'll see the categories. We're looking at the right sidebar here. And I do talk about blogging and Twitter and Facebook, the future of advertising. Anything, the category that has the word basics would be especially appropriate to someone who's just getting started. Blogging basics, Facebook basics. There's also LinkedIn basics, and since I'm going to be talking about LinkedIn today, that's the primary purpose for the screencast, is to talk to you about how to maximize your LinkedIn profile. I just did click on that category, LinkedIn Basics, and pretty soon we're going to see the articles that I've most recently written about LinkedIn. The first one, when the pictures come through, how to add company to LinkedIn, 10 steps to update your LinkedIn profile, which we'll be getting to. I should say this is my first screencast, and I think I'm going to need a new computer in order to do this more successfully in the future. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go straight to the 10 steps to maximize your LinkedIn profile. There is an article that I wrote, a previous post on why you should do this, and so I would invite you to click on that article. It's titled, "If Facebook is your backyard barbecue, then LinkedIn is your virtual office." My article, 10 Steps to Update Your LinkedIn Profile, begins with 3 anecdotes from friends and family members who had been unemployed, underemployed, or were simply looking to build their business. And by maximizing their online presence through LinkedIn, they were able to accomplish what they were looking for. So the article will take you step by step through how you can maximize your profile, and I'm just going to take you through a few of the steps. Number one, step one is your photo. You should definitely have a professional photo, and it's a good thing to smile and be a person, because people these days people do business with people, not organizations, and it's very important that you do look like someone friendly and someone that people want to talk to. The step 2 is your all-important headline, and you'll see next to my name I have a comma, and then I have a title, Social Media Educator. So this is, you would consider these keywords. People would be putting in Google a phrase, something like this, and hopefully my profile would pop up. The next set of words is your headline. If people take the default, if they don't do any editing on their own, then what LinkedIn does is it simply publishes your current position. So if you happen to be the CEO of A&B Consulting, then that's what your headline up here is going to read. CEO A&B Consulting. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw somebody's profile and I saw CEO, I'd be thinking, well, you know, isn't that nice for you, but what's it going to do for me? And then A&B Consulting, I don't know what that's all about. So it's very important that this headline gives people an idea of what you can do for them. If we can scroll past my family members down here to step 3 in my article. Okay. And along with the screencast should be a computer helper. Okay, so what we're pulling up now is this is the top half of my profile. This is the box. And steps 3 through 9 will take you through the update, how many times you should post on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is different than Twitter and Facebook. On both of those sites, you can post several times a day if you want. But LinkedIn is more professional, and you want to make sure that when you write something here, you're providing value to people who read it. Next would be your current positions, and you'll notice I happen to be an online instructor for a course, Social Media for Journalists at Laney College, but I also do some volunteer positions, and it's very good to put those positions as well. You never know who might be looking for an event planner. Then your past positions are opportunities for you to add keywords down the road, but that's another story for another screencast. The article 10 Steps to Update Your Profile does talk about recommendations, and it's very good to have somewhere between 20 and 30. Any more than that might be overkill, because who's going to read all of those recommendations? And if you have so many and some of them are weak, the weak ones might be the ones that people look at, and that won't do you any good. Connections is something that I talk about a little bit, mainly because one of the big questions people ask me is, oh, this person's asking me to connect, and that person's asking me to connect, and what do you think I ought to do? Well, we all have to decide, what our LinkedIn philosophy is going to be. There is a spectrum. There's a pretty wide spectrum. Some people will only accept connections from people they know very well, and that they would be willing to write a glowing recommendation for. On the other end of the spectrum are people we call lions, L-I-O-N-S, and lions are LinkedIn open networkers. They will take anybody and everybody. My sense is, from talking with a lot of lions, is that if they had it to do over again, they wouldn't be inundating their email box with all those connection requests. So I personally am somewhere in the middle, and will connect with most anybody after taking a look at their profile if I don't think that they're a spammer. The 10 steps also include what to do with these websites. Most people just take the default, and if you take the default, then you would get something like my blog, my company, and as you can see, what I've got in my website are keywords, words that will help people find me more. You can also put in your Twitter handle, which you ought to have. That's also another story. And then you can customize this profile so that it isn't just a string of numbers, which is what is given to you automatically. Okay, so I'm scrolling down through the other steps because I want to get to step 10 before we close. You can see some of what I just talked about is in the article here. But step 10, your summary, a powerful branding statement which needs to be loaded with keywords. So it's a very simple format that I offer for you. This isn't the only format you can use, but it's very concise and it works. First paragraph, communicate quickly and clearly the type of opportunities you're seeking. Second paragraph, highlight 3 or 4 key career accomplishments that demonstrate your qualifications. Third paragraph, answer the question, how are you unique? Then I have a few other lines which I will show you as I scroll through my own personal summary. So here's that first paragraph describing who I'm looking to provide service for. Second one would be, second paragraph is some accomplishments. Third paragraph is what makes me unique. And then I think that this is a very important line to add, because if people find you and they like you, then make it easy for them to reach you. Another line that's very helpful that you don't see on a lot of people's profiles, but you ought to, are common misspellings. If people have met you and your name can be spelled several different ways, chances are people will spell it the wrong way, and if they put you in search, they may not come up with your profile because they spelled it incorrectly. However, if you have these common misspellings, then people will be able to find you. And finally, the last thing we're going to talk about today are your specialties. This is an opportunity for you to add keywords that people might put in their searches, their Google searches. Okay, that's about all we have time for now. If you have any questions, if I can speedily get to the end of the article, I can show you that people put comments and I answer. So that would be a great opportunity for you, is just to read the article, ask any questions, and submit a comment. Lots of luck. Hope to see you around LinkedIn land.